Imagine this, one of the most unpredictable and chaotic playoff races in MLS history has reached its peak, and now only the conference semifinalists remain. And guess what? Everything we thought we knew about the favorites has been flipped upside down with the first-round surprises. How have these shakeups changed the expectations? And will the underdogs keep making history? Or will the teams carrying the weight of expectation finally rise to the occasion? Hang tight, because in the next few minutes, you'll get the full scoop on which teams are really feeling the pressure to lift the trophy. Before we dive into more thrilling details about each semifinalist, make sure to subscribe to the channel, fans. That way, you'll stay updated on everything and won't miss a second of the action leading up to the final. And at the end of the video, I'll remind you again, this is the time to rally behind your team. We're in this together, and it's all about supporting each other all the way to the top. Let's go, family. Starting off, Atlanta United is the perfect example of a team that's just happy to be here. They're not without championship aspirations, but the truth is that their journey so far feels like a dream. Think about it, they barely made the playoffs and even managed to knock out Lionel Messi and Inter Miami. From here on out, everything is a bonus. Even so, this season has already exceeded expectations, especially after the midseason shakeups that saw head coach Gonzalo Pineda dismissed and two DPs, Thiago Almada and Georgios Giacomakis, transferred out. Right alongside them, we have the New York Red Bulls, who pulled off a stunning upset over defending champions Columbus Crew in round 1. Despite that achievement, no one really expects the Red Bulls to win it all. Even their own fan base seems to have come to terms with playoff heartbreak over the years. If Emil Forsberg, Lewis Morgan, and Carlos Coronel somehow lead New York to the MLS Cup, it would feel like a blessing from above. And then there's Minnesota United, another team no one expected to see this far. After a rough stretch in the summer, they found new life with two fresh designated players and rookie head coach Eric Ramsey. Their heroics in round 1, led by goalkeeper Dane St. Clair, got them through with two clutch penalty shootout wins. But the pressure? Still pretty light. If they pull off an upset against the Galaxy, it will be another surprise for the history books. Now, things are different for New York City FC. They've been one of the most consistent teams in the Eastern Conference since joining MLS in 2015, and they won the Cup just 3 years ago. After beating FC Cincinnati, they're now staring down a Hudson River Derby in the semifinals, with a potential title on the line and a favorable path to the final. There's always pressure surrounding head coach Nick Cushing, and this moment could either cement his legacy or fall flat. On the West Coast, the Seattle Sounders are no strangers to pressure. Even when they're not at their best, there's always an expectation to compete for titles. This time, it's all about breaking their losing streak against LAFC, a team that has haunted them with multiple wins in critical games. Another loss? That would hurt a lot. Speaking of pressure, the LA Galaxy can't be ignored. It's been a decade since their last MLS Cup title, and now, their best team in years has a golden opportunity. With a manageable path and only a few obstacles left, the stars are aligning. But, as any Galaxy fan knows, you don't get many clear shots like this, so the pressure to capitalize is enormous. Meanwhile, Orlando City stands alone as the only top-seeded team left in the Eastern Conference. With the biggest contenders out of the picture, the path to the Cup is as clear as it'll ever be. If Facundo Torres and company don't seize this chance, it won't just be Orlando fans feeling disappointed, everyone will, at least a little. Nobody likes to see a team waste a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. And finally, there's LAFC. They spend big, they win big, and they enter every season with sky-high expectations. Sure, they won the Cup 2 years ago, but they're hungry for more. With home field advantage and most elite teams already out of the way, Dennis Bouanga and his squad know that anything less than a championship on December 7th will be considered a failure.